So I came here after the birth of our first child. So we moved down from London, me and my husband.
I settled here because I came from Hong Kong, yeah, and it's such a nice place.
Okay, we used to live in London, and it's expensive to live in London, so we wanted to buy a house, and we've got a family.
After looking at several areas like Southampton, Winchester, Newbury, etc., Andover seemed like the best commuter links and also a place to bring up a family. Andover has a great sense of community and potential, which is also an interest to myself.
So Mum moved me and my siblings over to the UK in 2012, and we settled in Andover. First of all in King Arthur's Way, and now we're in Picket Peace.
So I came here for love.
I have been welcomed here, and I have been included here, and I feel sort of embedded here.
And I love the place because the people are so lovely, they are very kind, and they're very generous. They always come and help people who needs help.
I came back from West Africa, didn't want to go back to London, so got a job with the associate firm in Southampton. They opened office in Andover, and I came to Andover.
I think we've got everything here. I think it's the best location ever because you can go and visit people. They can come and visit you. They haven't got too far to go.
And the environment. The people are friendly. Really, genuinely, there's a community. And people have got time for each other. And people care about each other. And in a time when humankind has become an urban species, most people now live in cities and live relatively anonymously, it's so refreshing to be in an environment where people have time for each other.
And I was looking for somewhere to settle down after my retirement, and I found Andover being a perfect location for me for many reasons.
Well, I'm actually an immigrant and I came over to England when I was 17 to learn English for a year. And I loved it so much I stayed.
So I was born here, and I've never left. So I like living in Andover. So I like the community here. So I didn't feel the need to move elsewhere.
And although we'd both loved living in London and had a brilliant time, when we had our first child, we decided we didn't want to bring our children up in London.
It's such a nice place in Andover where you can find a river, different kinds of flowers.
But one thing I do love is the nature reserve. That me and my family go for walks and stuff like that, and the little villages that we go and visit.
The strength of Andover is, unlike larger cities of being just a number, here I feel like you can make a difference.
The fact that Andover has such a close-knit community, the fact that sometimes everyone knows everyone, and the fact that everyone is able to band together, especially during times like the coronavirus pandemic, to help each other out, that's the most positive thing about Andover, that sense of community you won't get anywhere else.
And when I came to Andover, I immediately felt at home.
And I like the history, and I like the people. I feel very passionate about the town. Even though I'm still learning about the town, I don't know a lot of the town. I'm still working on knowing it, but I really like it here.
What I like to say is because the people are so lovely here, and as I'm a I came from Singapore that so many years ago, and most people accepted me as part of the Andover community.
And I've retired 12 years and I'm still here. And the reason I'm still here is that there was just too many people that I couldn't leave behind.
Scenery around here, Tess Valley, is just stunning.
We're so lucky that we live in a place where we're not living with pollution. We can paddle in a clear flowing river with trout. We can go walking.
This is a small town, but I think because of very good road connection and transport connection, as well as a train connection with the London, I think the future of Andover is very good and bright.
I just think it's a beautiful place to live. That's the first thing. I love the people that I live around and with. For me, a lot of this is about community, and I find it's a friendly place, and actually the people I meet, I gel with.
I was very lucky that my mum was always involved in the community, so I've always been involved in the community from a very young age.
We moved down from London, and Andover was perfect because my husband was commuting up to town at that point.
The place is a lot of nice people.
Because I do go to the meeting, the culture forum meeting that I get involved in. That's bring a bit of diversity to Andover.
Andover may not be everything everyone wants, but Andover is our town and we should own that fact.
Felt so embraced by the community.
I like the possibilities. I like the opportunity. There is a lot of opportunity, especially for creatives, I feel, in this town. I feel the council are behind the creatives. I feel they are willing to support creative ideas in a way that other councils aren't. I feel like they want art to flourish here.
Well, I feel it's a community, and it's over the past few years, since I retired, it's also changed. It's become much more multicultural. The creative arts have flourished. There's now much more of a creative activity here, a much more exciting creative activity than you'd find somewhere established like Winchester.
You're welcome. I think that's the thing, I've been made feel welcome here all my life.
But actually, we are really blessed. We are really blessed, and maybe we need to give that a higher profile of what a great place it is to be, and especially for children to grow up. It's an absolutely wonderful place to be.
To me, culture is people, whether it's art or music or performance or heritage or whatever it is. It is in the end about people and what we create as people within a culture in and around the town, actually. And it's not about just a building. It's about this sort of creativity and the innovation that we can all bring to something that makes a community. Because again, we come back to community, don't we? And to me, culture is community, and it's about what we as a community can innovatively achieve. And that to me actually is culture.
I can see lots of houses being built, businesses, coming. So, and also there is a plan from the council to change the face of the town centre in the future. So I think Andover will be a really vibrant place, not only for adults and elderlies, but also for a young generation as well.
And I've just been very fortunate that I've managed to stay working in the local community, so I'm well connected and there's always lots going on.
I think it's actually quite an unjudgmental place. I think it's got a really good mixture of hard-working people and creative people. And when I say creative people, I don't mean they're not hard-working, but I just think there's space here for people to be what they want to be.
It's about being somewhere which has a huge heart, where people stop you in the street because they know you and they want to chat and they care about you.
I like the mix of people here. I like the multicultural, and I like the, it's got so many different people from so many different backgrounds and life experiences and, socio-economic points and yeah, and I like the history.
There are people that say, "Oh, there's nothing in Andover," but you get out of any town what you put into it.
Andover has got great people. They're an inspiration. I hope to be an inspiration. You can lead a good life here. It's what you make of it. There's so many gems hidden away, lurking all over the place, but it is the people.
It's been 2 years since living in Andover. I'm really having a good time. I've got my relatives. Also, we have a good Nepali community.
But what we need to do is we need to start actually talking about what is good about Andover and the surrounding areas, and we often talk it down, and I think we need to really promote those sort of good bits, and there's so many of them.
I actually think the people who live here are really, really friendly and really lovely and really inclusive and accepting of people. So yeah, I think it's a nice place to live.
There's a lot to like about this town that is just, and if you just peeled up a little bit, you'd see it, and you didn't just look at the empty shop fronts, and you don't just look at the, buildings falling down, or, and all that kind of negative, old potholes and all of that. Like there is so much more to this place that just needs uncovering and bringing to the light and showing proudly to people. Look at this. Look. There's magic here, and it's just about, I feel that, I feel it.
I work in a community role to make sure that people know what's happening and available, because there is a lot going on.
It's just such a beautiful place to live. You can literally walk out of your doorstep, and where I live in Andover, we live near Ladies Walk, so I can literally, within 5 minutes, I can be up looking, walking through a tunnel of beautiful trees along this beautiful pathway, walking across farmland, and then I look in the other direction, there's a little town. I think it's just a really, really lovely place.
I wish more people would come here and feel about this place the way I feel about it.
I think people should just have a proper look around and see what's actually happening in the town that we live in, and get involved in community events, and if you don't know how to get involved, work with people that do.
I think the development of the centre is really, really important, and I think they have tried to have a lot of consultation with local people, and obviously there's going to be good things and bad things about that.
Because when people have moved from other areas, they say how much is going on, whereas people that have always been here, I think maybe because they've been a bit spoiled with how much is available for them, they don't appreciate how much there is.
Andover and its surrounding area is full of legends and stories.
But actually it is a community, and people know each other, and that's a lovely thing about Andover. It's small enough for that to happen, which I think is just lovely. And everybody looks out for everybody else.
I've really, really enjoyed settling here.